Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, let the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, link is below in the description to our Discord, our options trading group on Facebook, along with the link to our live stream. If you made money today, comment below, got paid. If you lost money today, comment below, learned a lesson, and do me a big favor, hit the like button. Today, I did close the day up $566 in realized profit. I'll kind of walk you through the trades here. First off, Apple, I did, let's see here. Apple, come on. Okay, so on this account right here, I bought it for $8.95 on November 30th, sold it for $10.25. So I took about 10 to 15% on this trade here at 130 here. I was in the June 18th 130 call. Now you're like, hey, why did you take that? Why did you take that trade off? Why did you do that? And the main reason why I did that is we'll get the snow in a second, but if we're looking at where things are at right now, we're kind of melting up. And today, SPY didn't push all-time highs. I'm looking that there's potentially a little bit of pullback. I mean, if we're looking here, this is the 1 minute chart, but if you look at the 5 minute chart here, we had some shakeouts like every single morning. If you didn't notice, like on SPY, Qs, pretty much any stock, Amazon, we have some shakeouts in the morning where we're just going straight down. Seems like they're just shaking out shares, and then we rip back up. Right now, Apple this morning, similar situation, dropped right down from 122.50 all the way down to sub 121 just for it to kind of gravitate towards 123. Now, I do think that Apple is going to pop off, but I'm a little bit concerned that we could have a top here around 124, which is why I took it off. Also, if you look at VIX and VXX, we started to ramp into the close. We started to ramp. So I'm like, okay, is there going to be some bad news? Because either I could take profits from my Apple call, buy in cheaper tomorrow if we get a nice drop, or just buy in at a higher price if I want to be in that position. There's no wrong way to do it. Whatever you feel comfortable with, and I felt more comfortable just taking it off. This started to really gain traction today. I mean, if you're looking at VXX, we hit 1689, hit a double bottom here, and then we just were pushing, and there was no slowing it down. I anticipated like, okay, it seems like there's going to be some news coming out with this. Was this a play on the House news? The House did vote on, where is it here? Where's the House news? I can't find it right now. Anyways, they did vote on that. Basically, they could potentially delist Chinese companies from American exchanges, and that's where I did take a $14 loss on Alibaba. I was in a credit put spread. I was selling the 255, 250 put spread. I took a $14 loss on it. I didn't want to hold it overnight. Alibaba has been struggling around here, and I felt like if they passed it, it's ramping up right now, but if they passed it, there was negative news that we could drop like sub 250, 255 area, which would test me. So I figured, hey, I'm only down $14 on it. It's a good trade, but I don't really want to be in this trade if, with the House news and what they plan to do with this bill. So I took it off. I could always get back in, not a big deal after the dust settles if I want to trade. I still think that Alibaba is in a good place on the chart right here. I just didn't want to hold overnight in regards to that news. Now, CRM, Salesforce, I'm down currently 344, as you can see my position here. I'm short the 245 put, the 235, and I'm long the 235 put. And I'm long into December 18th. We're about one standard deviation away right now. I do think that it's still going to go back up, but even if it doesn't, my goal here is to trade back to profitability. CRM, they raised guidance, beat revenue, earnings, everything was good. The only thing that wasn't good is that I kind of underestimated. I thought that they already priced in the Slack purchase, but apparently it did not. So that's why we're down more on CRM. I was able to do 2 day trades on CRM, got back 200. So overall, I'm down $144 on CRM. So we're currently down $344, but I made back, as you can see here, 2 trades, day trades. CRM really had a nice move up today, and I kind of anticipate playing this probably for the next few weeks if we can get some nice movement. I mean, today, if we look at the 5-minute, it's a little bit more cleaner than the 1 minute here. Right out the gate, CRM, they dropped from 225 down to 215, and I played this recovery here. I didn't push my luck. As you can see here, I mean, my trades in CRM were very early on in the day. So I had 2 contracts at 908, sold it at 913. Bought 2 more at 920, sold them at 929. So I wasn't in very long in these trades. I did pull out $200, 130 my second trade, $70 my first trade there, and just kind of was going really slow. I didn't want to scale up. I only did 2 contracts. I didn't want to get too out of control. But what I think for CRM, if it can hold this 220 area, I anticipate it's going to try to move back up to the 240, 230 area. And that way I can then, minimize some of this loss. I'm going to have 16 days to go on this put spread, and I can day trade it on the way there. So I feel comfortable with holding this, and I'll keep trading because I do think that it's going to go up more. Now, Qs, I scalped for $80. Qs was an interesting ride as well, and what I'm looking for on the Qs, I mean, Qs have been paying out this week. We've been, they've only closed up 39 cents, but as you can see right now on the 1-year chart, we are above resistance right now. We're trying to coast up. Tech is trying to make a major push here, and the Qs, again, V-shaped recovery. We had a push down all the way down to 339, 350. And then it was an instant recovery, so I played this bounce. Probably could have squeezed out a lot more juice out of this as it was, but I didn't want to take my chances because at the time, S&P was red, Dow was red, NASDAQ was red, and I was playing it long because I had a feeling that I was going to do this. So yes, could have made a lot more money. Nice movement here, even though it only closed up 39 cents on the day. Has some really nice moves from high to low here. And as you can see here, if you've been day trading, all the moves have been happening before the afternoon. So make your money before the afternoon. Take the rest of the day off. And Square, I was also trading Square. So Square was kind of interesting here. So Square, I kind of messed up a little bit. I mean, I did come out with $170, but the big issue with Square is I held on too long. What I did was I bought 2 calls at 10:23 a.m. for $405, and then I was forced to buy 2 more of the same. I wasn't forced, I guess you could say. I was trying to cover up my mistake. So at 10:23, I bought 2 at $405. So 10:23, I was playing this run here. As soon as I bought, it double topped here, came back down to 198. I should have sold on this next push up, but I got greedy. I'm like, hey, if you're gonna do that to me, give me a little bit more money. I mean, I was up like $80. I thought it was gonna move up to like 202, 203. 202 was my target. As soon as it hit 201, came crashing right back down. At this point in time, I was down a couple $100. However, I did notice they kept tapping 198, tapping 198. It wasn't going down. So I felt comfortable averaging down my position. And as you can see here, I bought 2 more for $3 and I sold them for $3.95. So I made my money on the average down. I didn't actually make any money on the first contracts. On the first contracts I bought, I actually lost $10 a contract. So if we look at Square here, where it closed at, I mean, I definitely closed them way too early here. I mean, these ran up to, so I bought them at $3, which was at the base here, and then these ran all the way up to $5.86, actually $6, and I sold at $3.95. So, when you're day trading, definitely take your profits. I messed up this trade, so I was trying to cover up a mistake. And I'm happy to come out profitable on this trade. I made $170. I mean, I think it was kind of stressful and was a little bit high risk, but we were able to pull it out. And yeah, you're going to leave money on the table. You're going to leave money on the table when you're day trading. Don't feel bad that you left money on the table. Just don't feel bad about it. Now, Snow, I put a trade on. And what I did for Snow, today's earnings on Snow, and I'm going to cover this right now. I got a $34 credit for it. And what this trade is, I sold, it's an iron butterfly. I sold at the money. I'm short the 290 call and put, and I'm long $50 wide wings. I'm long 240 put, long 340 call. And I went out 16 days. I want to give myself enough time. I'm not gonna make bags of money. I'm not gonna make all $3,000 on this trade. My main goal is just to make 10, 20%. That's my main goal. I'm not trying to make 50%, not trying to make 80%, not trying to make the full thing. But it looks like we're gonna come into some pretty good, decent money tomorrow, because Snow, I'll do the analysis on here. Snow, closed at 292, is currently at 285. Now, they came in as pretty much as expected. Snowflake's revenue growth was roughly in line. If you traded Snow, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys did. If you're long, short, neutral. I mean, the trade that I did is more neutral. I'm just trying to collect some premium here. So this was their first earnings as an IPO. And I normally wouldn't have traded it, but the setup was right. So they came in as expected. Snow, I liked where it came. It sold off from the top, so it gave me a bit of a range here. It gave me a range from the top, gave me a range from the bottom. So bottom was 260, top is around 340. And where I was trading, where my trade is, if I go into analysis here to kind of show you where I'm at. Let me take out some premium here. We'll take out 20% premium. Okay, so my range here, basically bottom is 260 where I said what support is, and the top was 340. However, if I came up to 340, I was only going to be down a couple $100, so definitely worth the risk. But if we open tomorrow around, let me just open this up, make sure we have the right date here. 3rd? Yeah, tomorrow's the 3rd. So if I open this tomorrow, we're around, let's say it's at 285 right now. It's estimating, I mean, this is not 100% right. Theoretically, I'm going to be up like $300. So that's like 8%. Not great, but when you get $34 in credit, you don't need a whole lot to start making some money. So I'm just trying to collect some premium on this. Also, because I'm not going to get as much theta because of how far out I went. I went 16 days because I didn't like CRM. CRM dropped, but I have time for it to kind of come back around. Is Snow, if anyone has traded Snow, knows it's crazy and knows that it goes, it pops off, drops. I mean, it's a crazy stock. So, I wanted to be neutral. I wanted to give it time to kind of realign itself. I mean, sure, it could have blasted off, it could have tanked, but it was a good risk to reward ratio. It's basically 2-to-1. It cost me $1,500 in buying power. I got $3,400 in credit. So, it was worth the risk to me. So if I make $300, $200, I mean, that's good enough for me. I'm not gonna try to squeeze it, because when you try to squeeze stocks like Snow or like Tesla, I mean, Tesla's ripping up. You're gonna get your face ripped off. People were short. I mean, this again Tesla came down to 541. V-shaped recovery, got stopped out at 570, and after hours now is pumping at 585, 590. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a crazy December. So far, we've been making some good money. We're just going to hopefully just keep the flow going. And as always, if you watch this video to the end, comment below, watch to the end. Stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.